Alright. Hopefully my internet won't tank for this. I did say hopefully. Because it tanked earlier and I'm having a very hard time understanding why it tanked. And I'm not just talking like the normal tank either, like it just like died. Alright. It's loading, so I'm going to assume that it's working. Alright, we don't have any mods yet. I didn't say yet. Alright, so kind of a quick recap on what we're doing. As of right now, our job is to get this locomotive and take it to be refueled and repaired. So, I believe I have it hooked up. Yes, alright, I gotta make sure the brake is off in it. Now, I get the feeling it's going to be very costly, so I might have to just leave this stuff here until, until I can actually afford to get it. Now, in case anyone's wondering how much money I actually have, I have $1,000. So yeah, I'm kind of broke right now. Right, a little further. Get her as far as we can. Alright, right there should be good. Alright, so we are currently trying to get it over here. Well, that didn't work. There we go. We're currently trying to get it to this one. This is the one we're trying to get it to, so. Hello? We're probably going to end up having to go get a few missions, or at least one mission done. Like 2 more. Oh boy, I just love it when it does that. We got one more. Come on. Got one more. Perfect. All right. Yeesh. All right. Well. Put it in here, and I should be able to start not only fixing it, but Oh, okay, I see what I gotta do. Okay. All right. Well, I'm kind of broke at the moment, and we're already at $14,000. I'm broke right now. Right? And then in order to do diesel, I just have to take this over here. Yeah. The mic isn't, I don't think, the issue here. All right, so how much am I looking at as far as what and compatible? Okay, cool. My brain. All right, well, we got to make $46,000, so we're going to apply the brake. We're just gonna leave that there for now. We're gonna do some missions. I just have to find the freaking little building. Is that it over here? No. Gosh darn it! Did I go buy it? Oh, I did. There you are. What do we got? Uh, 8,000. Load and prepare a train of wood scrap for departure. Okay, yeah, we'll do that one. Yeah, we'll do that one. And freight hauling, which is not in the movie. We're gonna do some shunting. That's what we're gonna do. Hold on. Before I accept that, I need to go see because I can do both of those with no issues. So these will be the two that we do. But I gotta go make sure they have a decent locomotive for me to try and do it with first. Because if not, there's no way I'm attempting it. Okay, they do have a decent locomotive. Hmm. Get the feeling this is it here, isn't it? Let's go figure that out, shall we? I didn't do it. What? C4S. Yep, I was right. Alright, cool. Alright, so we'll do that, and we'll do... Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, I have no tools. I need to buy some tools. And then we'll do this in as well. Which is just some shunting that won't take long. we go. Actually, let's move this stuff over. Here, there we go. There we go. And that should be in 6 then. Yeah, alright, so 6 is B4S. You have to figure out where that's at. Okay, B4S. Where are we taking it? To track A3L. Here's where we're at, right? City South. Wrong one. Is this A3L? Hold on. Oh, we have to just bring it over here. Wait, that's really it? That's all we have to do is just put it in here? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's easy enough. So we gotta get the cars out of B4S, which is this one. Pull them forward. Now, I know what we'll do. We'll grab these ones first, and then we'll go grab the other ones and move them and do what we have to do with them. Because where do we have to put them after we load them? C3O, which is... We'll just go over here and try and figure it out. B4... C10, C3O. So it'll be going in this one. So yeah. Okay, cool. Makes things a lot easier than they have to be. How bad is the mic sounding? C10, C3. Why is it so sensitive compared to what it used to be? Slide it down slightly. Makes things a lot easier than they have to be. How bad is the mic sounding? C10, C3. It's just sensitive compared to what it used to be. Slide it down slightly. Makes things a lot easier than they have to be. I don't think I can really fix it if I'm being honest. Like it'll act weird one day and then it'll be fine the next. I don't know what the world. Okay. Where is all my little switches? Okay. Alright, so we gotta get that one first. We'll do all the hauling we can. With that being a unloaded train, it shouldn't, as long as we don't have to load it. Yeah, we just have to haul it to Factory Town. And then, yeah, that's it. I do have it set in the right thing, right? Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay. I hate the fact to a point that we have to go and do this in order to get done with our stuff, but like, I mean, to a point as well, like it does make sense that we have to do all this so that we can get it all done. We don't want her to go too fast when we hit this. There we go. This is the only thing I wish I had was like a remote control to control this. Alright. Just gonna let her roll back. Get the air brakes on. These are the right cars, correct? Yes, okay, cool. So we got those. So now we gotta go over to B4S. Oh wait, I gotta go remove the brake. I just thought about that. There we go. Alright, by the way, which direction do I need to take for this? Because machine factory in town. Oh, we're gonna be pushing this. That's okay though. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard for us to push this. I mean, it's not that many cars, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cars. I mean, yeah, that's a decent amount of cars, I guess. But it shouldn't be enough that, you know, we're gonna have issues. Because they're not loaded. How much tonnage is it? Yeah, it says it's about 207 tons, so, I mean, it's not that bad. Funny enough, we gotta go grab those shunted cars that we're gonna get, hook onto those, pull them back, push them into the place where we gotta load them at. And then we gotta put them where they're supposed to go. And only then can we actually, what's the button? There it is. Right. We'll go in, we'll grab these, pull them back, load them up, and then we'll take these to where they gotta go, and then that should get us every bit of payment that we need to finish off what we're doing with that train. And the funny thing is, we still have to have money in order to paint, do the paint job for it. So, let's just start applying some brake. I don't want to slam into these. There we go. Allow the brakes to come off. Get her to push just a little bit more. Where is the C thing, though? I never did figure that out. I'll have to figure that out once we get done shunting them. Are we even anywhere close to it? Oh, dear Jesus. A little bit more throttle. Come on. Alright. Yeah, that should be enough to just barely tap it. Or maybe not. Oh, my lord. You are a pain, train. Oh, it's got one of those glitches going. These are the ones I needed to get, right? Yes. Alright. Son. Gee, finally. Driving me nuts. I'm gonna do all this crap by myself. Alright, here we go. Undo this one. There we go. Alright, we climb back in. Close the door. Put her in full forward. Brake off. Brake on. Brake. All of these got to get loaded. Then we got to put them somewhere. What was the... C30. Where is that at? Oh, it was right beside where we parked at. That's right. That's right. I remember now. And that won't take long at all, so... My worry is, I think, more or less right now, my worry is the fact that, this is going to be too hard for the train to actually push into. But luckily enough, once we get these disconnected and everything, the only thing we have to do is take these and deliver them, and then we're done. And I already have a route plotted for that, so yeah, that's not even an issue, honestly. Okay. Click off. Put it into. It should get us moving. Yeah. I believe I should be able to just push these in and load them, I believe. And then we can put them where we need them. How many cars is it? I meant to ask that. 9 cars. This thing able to haul this much is actually really impressive. We'll soon have a full-on working locomotive that'll be ours. It'll be our company's. At least I think that's how that works. I don't really know. Hang on, what's that one say? No, it said C10. I wouldn't mind being able to find some more. I think that might be what we go on ahead and do. Is I'm actually gonna start kind of trying to look for all the locomotives that we have. All right, yeah, we're there. So now this should only load the ones that it's supposed to. Alright, so now all we gotta do is pull it forward and put it in this siding here, and we'll be good to go. And then we can get our train and take it forward, back it out, and get where we're going. I think I did what I was supposed to, right? Yeah, I loaded it with wood chips and stuff, yeah. Okay, cool. And it's gonna go on that same train. I get the feeling what's gonna end up happening is the next mission we're gonna have from here, and I think anytime I need to do anything for the museum, this will be where I do it from. I'll probably end up having to haul these wood chips somewhere. I'd like to do these containers. I haven't really done containers yet. I haven't done any of like the hazmat stuff yet. I don't have the military stuff yet. And I think that's about it. Like once I get all that stuff, that's it. I got it. I believe I should be able to get all my cars in here. And then some. But how much is this one paying? $8,000. So yeah, we'll have this in no time. I'm just trying to play it safe right now so that we can do what we gotta do. I love Derail Valley though. And if you missed it yesterday, I did go over the update from the dev team. So, if you want to check that out, the last Derail Valley stream that I did, can be your place where I read through all that stuff. Um, you're welcome to. You don't have to, obviously. So, from what I can tell, they're not planning on releasing another update for this game until like probably December of 2027. Now don't like take me and go, well, some YouTuber said that you guys were going to release this in December of 2027. From the looks of what they're saying, that could be about the time that it gets released. But if something goes wrong, they do not have an exact date, so they can push it back if they need to, which is honestly the best idea I've ever seen a dev team have. They're already prepared for the possibility of something going wrong and them having to take extra time. And I think that is probably the smartest thing I've ever seen a dev team do. So, yeah, I thought so. Reverser off, brake off, that on. Yep. And like I said, we'll be going straight through here soon. So, but yeah, I'm actually looking forward to not only the 2027 update, but the 2028 update. I think, just looking at what they already have, I think it'll make the game a lot more fun. But I am not going to, I'm not going to play this game constantly for the sake of making sure that I don't get bored of it. But I do want to at least play it to a point to where I at least have like enough money if they add new industries and stuff and new licenses that I have enough money to get what I need. I got oddly, like, extremely obsessed with, I'm not gonna say obsessed. I had way too much fun. I got too excited over Zootopia 2, and needless to say, I went and watched it, and then I haven't touched it since. Like, I literally have not watched Zootopia 2 a second time. And I could be that person and I could blame it on the shippers and I could blame it on this and I could blame it on that. But if I'm being honest, guys, I just like for me it has nothing to do with the movie being bad. The movie's great. I enjoy every second of the movie. For me, it was more of I think they did Judy's character wrong. And, it felt to me like they dumbed her character up really, really bad. Just so that, they could, make the storyline more interesting. And I don't like that. I don't like the fact that they did that. I thought that was really, really stupid. Um, and my internet's acting up. Great. I do apologize, guys. I don't know what's going on with my internet today, but I might end up having to get my mom to call our internet and find out because it's starting to piss me off. But anyway, um, it did kind of upset me a little bit because there were a lot of people that were saying that if Nick and Judy didn't get together in the second one, that the movie wouldn't be worth watching, and they were just basing it all upon like what they wanted rather than enjoying the movie for what it was. And guys, I'm one that I try to be fair with when it comes to when I rate the few movies that I do. Zootopia 2 was good, and honestly, I feel like every filmmaker should take a lesson from how good Zootopia 2 was. And from what I've heard, I haven't watched Hoppers, but, you know, it's not a movie I'm going to watch most likely. But from what I heard about Hoppers, Pixar did learn from Zootopia 2. Only they took the concept of a good movie and they made an entirely new movie rather than doing a sequel. And I've heard nothing but good things about Hoppers. So, if that's your kind of thing, go for it. Personally, I'm more of an Avatar and Over the Hedge kind of person. Those are my two films. And honestly, if I had to tell you guys what I think Hoppers is a combination of Over the Hedge and um Avatar. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that are probably going to disagree with me, and that's fine. But honestly, just off of what I've seen, that's the vibe I get from it. Is it's a combination of those two films. But I mean, but when I went to watch Zootopia 2, I walked in there with high expectations. And, I've told this story multiple times, but when I walked into the theater, I had to wait, of course. I watched the film and I enjoyed it. Like, it was one of those films where I wasn't just sitting there bored the entire time. Like, it had me on my feet for the most part. But the one thing that I can say that I did dislike about it was how they did seem to dumb down and, I don't want to say feminize, but honestly, there's no better term for it. They feminized the crap out of Judy Hopps in a way that made her weaker rather than that strong character that we had in the first one. They made her make a lot of mistakes that she wouldn't have made, and things like that did bother me about the film, and I did pay attention. But that wasn't what made me mad about the film. Yes, am I upset? Is that part of the reason, or is that the reason that I don't really like Zootopia 2 and I won't watch it again? Yes, actually, that is the reason. I don't like how they did Judy in the second Zootopia installment. But the other thing that I hated was, even before the film came out, all you were hearing on the internet, when you, like, being a Zootopia fan that I am, all you were hearing on the internet is they better make Nick and Judy a couple. And now that the second one's out, now all you hear, and this is why I've kind of abandoned the community, and I've just went my own separate way. Now all you hear out of the Zootopia fans is, if the third one doesn't make Nick and Judy a couple, we're going to riot outside the Disney studio, or it's not going to be worth watching, or Nick and Judy needs to be a couple, yada, yada, yada. All these weird excuses as to why this should be a thing, and all it is I want this, so I'm going to make every excuse I can to convince you why it should happen. And that's honestly all it is. It's them trying to convince you why they think. And that's not even the weirdest part. Okay, I can deal with somebody trying to convince me. But when you say, I'm hearing you, I understand why you say they would make a good couple, yada, yada, yada. But I think they could work just as good as friends as they could as a couple. Instead of them being accepting of that and just admitting that there are people out there that don't think that every male and female duo ever existing needs to be a couple, they label you as heartless, forceful of your opinion. I got all of this stuff thrown upon me because of the fact that I shared my opinion on what I believe, which the place that I was at, I was under the impression it was a free space where you could have your opinion and it would be okay and you wouldn't have to worry about people coming after you. But the creator of said space, it was a YouTube channel, I'm not going to say the name of the YouTube channel because I absolutely refuse to promote somebody that does this. The YouTube creator, at first, when I first mentioned it, he's like, all opinions are welcome. Y'all need to be nice to one another. He did it one time. Well, time kept going. These people started coming after me and hating on me. I would go to him. He wouldn't do anything about it. He wouldn't remove their comments. He wouldn't time them out. He wouldn't do anything. He would just let it happen. And it wasn't just them going after me. And this is what really upset me. He claimed that everybody had their opinion, but and I'm taking responsibility for what I did here. I was going after other people because of their opinion. I was turning into the person that I hate, which is somebody who hates on somebody because they have a different opinion than you do. I was turning into that person. I don't want to be that person, And I noticed that I was turning into that person. My friends, who I've been friends with for like years, noticed that I was starting to be that way. And they were all pointing it out, but I wasn't listening. And then one day, like I don't know what caused me to do this. I just took a step back and I looked and I was like, these guys are right. I am being a prick. So what I did is I made a public announcement. I called the guy out for it. I called it out for him allowing people to bully me and allowing me to bully other people and not doing anything about it. I called him a hypocrite because he said that his community was for everybody and all opinions were welcome, but yet he allowed everybody to hate on everybody. And what does he do? This guy, instead of, admitting that he was wrong, like I'm doing right now with, how I was treating these people, instead of admitting that he was wrong, he makes a post, and instead of he takes a screenshot of my message, which is the funny part, posts it, and talks about how he knows his loyal people. And I'm like, dude, I watched you gain subscribers. I had been with him since before he had hit 1,000 subscribers. And at this point, he was gaining subscribers like crazy because of him shipping the two characters. And apparently I wasn't loyal because the fact I didn't bend to their opinion like they wanted me to. Apparently that's what made me unloyal. But, and then he posted this other image of Nick Wilde being that one moment where he's making the angry face or whatever, trying to be threatening or something. And I'm over here I wish you would try something. But he never said anything back. I didn't bother him anymore. And, as far as I'm concerned, he could fall in a ditch and die. I don't care. I went my way, he went his. I don't care what happens to him now. But there was one other person. This person does occasionally, and I do mean very occasionally, every once in a while, they pop into my streams, and we've had a conversation. This guy was asking for him to do some edits, and he would completely ignore it. He would treat him the same way that he was treating me. And we both saw it. Nobody else did. That's blindly following people. Those people that were following him, they had no mind. And there was this one person in particular, it always makes me laugh when I think about it. I look back at this and I laugh more than I do get angry. There was this one person that every time I was why do they have to be a couple? Why can't they just be friends? He would always go, why do you have to be heartless? Or you're so heartless. And I'm still trying to figure out why me just having an opinion that Nick and Judy shouldn't be a couple makes me heartless. I don't understand that. They're cartoon characters for one. So, and they're meant for children. It's a children's cartoon. So that's another thing that gets me with it. It's oh, well, we want these two cartoon characters to get married, have children, stuff like that. It's it's a cartoon, dude. And, I know there's going to be people out there that's like, well, Ariel and what's his face had a kid and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, they did. And I'll give you that, yes. But that's old Disney. Modern Disney is a lot different. I don't think that modern Disney should be doing something like that. Not with the kids that we have nowadays. But yeah, I mean, I left all that behind. I occasionally talk about it, but at the end of the day, my opinion is my opinion. Others have their opinions, and I know people hate me still, most likely. I have no doubt in my mind that there's probably people in that community that probably still come over and watch my streams and hear me talking about this stuff, and they probably go over there and hate on me on that thing because they have no balls to do it here. But, that's fine. I don't care. If it makes you feel better to hate on somebody, go ahead. I mean, I'm not hating on the creator, or I'm not hating on that YouTuber. I called him out, yes, and I left it at that. It was up to everyone else as to if they believed me or not, and most of them didn't, because they were so brainwashed into thinking that he was this cool guy. But here's the thing, all right? For my entire life, I've always been told, don't force stuff on people. All right? I'm a Christian. I don't force my Christianity on people. And I try not to force my opinion on, ships of cartoons and stuff. I believe you're allowed to have an opinion on this stuff. I really do. I believe you should be allowed to have an opinion on this stuff. And just because your opinion's slightly different than someone else's doesn't mean that you should hate on someone because of whatever. I'll be the first one to tell you, I made the mistake of hating on people in that community. Do I regret it? Yes, 100%. There was one person though, and I'll never forget it. And when I think about it, it always pops into my mind. There was one person that and I believe they watched Zootopia 2 with the single purpose of finding a list of things that they believe pointed towards Nick and Judy becoming a couple. And they listed like 10 things. And guys, you want to know how many of those 10 things that I honestly think actually made sense? One. One or two. That's it. Of those things that he listed made sense to me. The other ones were just coincidence. Alright. Okay, yeah, we're going around it, so we're good. But again, do I hate on that person? No. I don't see a reason to hate on somebody for having a difference in opinion. It's like, I know for a fact there are people out there that, have a difference in opinion than I do when it comes to like the LGBTQ, furries, Christianity, and stuff like that. There are plenty of people out there that have that difference in opinion. Do I hate them because they have that difference in opinion? No. One of my two of my best friends that I play with from a lot when I stream. Matter of fact, we do a lot of Stormworks. We do a lot of War Thunder together. I tagged him in a video last night, Ceremony. He has a difference in opinion on certain things. That's fine. I don't hate him because of that. Have we gotten into what I would consider small arguments over it? Yes, we have. But you know what? We move on. We don't hate each other because of it. He'll make comments about stuff, I'll make comments about stuff, and then we'll leave it at that for the most part. You don't have to hate people because they have a difference in opinion than you do. And I think that is where this world is really messed up at. Instead of us actually trying to, deal with each other for our differences and all, They just whatever. And, that's fine. I mean, if you get through life easier by, hating on people that have a difference in opinion than you, that's your thing. Me personally, I believe in a world where everybody has a difference in opinion, and that's what makes us special. The moment that we all have the same opinion is the moment that everything becomes boring. You have nothing to talk about. You have no different experiences to talk about. Nothing. The moment that we all have the same opinion, and see, that is one of the biggest things as an American. That is one of the biggest things that I hate about, our current generation, the newest generation, the generation that's in college, the kids that are growing up in middle and high school. These kids are being taught to have one opinion, and that's it. They're not being taught to have their own opinion. They're not being taught to do some research about something. They're not being taught to do any of these things. And that saddens me. It really does. But anyway, enough about all that. I don't want to, like, honestly, I like where that rant went. I did. It's better than me talking about one thing. Going back to like rating movies and stuff, I kind of, I'd like to rate certain movies, but my channel was never based upon the idea of rating films. My channel has always been more of a gaming channel. So the idea of me rating things just doesn't feel right to me. I mean, will I rate Zootopia 3 when it comes out? 100%. When Zootopia 3 hits theaters, I do plan on purchasing a ticket and going and watching it. 100%. I think every new Zootopia film that comes out, I will. But I'm not going to be one of those people that buys or goes and watches every new film that comes out in a theater. I'm sorry, that's just not. I don't like people enough to go and do that, if that makes any sense, you know? I know that sounds extremely selfish, but honestly, you know, alright guys, hold on. I gotta, hold on guys, I gotta start slamming on the brakes here. We're going way too fast. I'm having to read this thing, that I got for work, so give me just a second. It's a pleasure. Yes, I did that. Talk about that. Just a second, I gotta go. Move. I'm having to do something right now because um maybe better. Okay. Um, I do apologize, guys. Work tends to do a lot of weird things. I'm checking something that fast. You gotta love work stuff sometimes. Okay. Give me a second, guys. I gotta go check on something. Whoa, boy. Okay, I'm back. Mm. But yeah, Kill, you're not wrong. Like, it really does. It hurts me seeing people like just not having their own opinion about anything. They just follow what the person in front of them says. Oh yeah, I'm good. I finally got my stuff for work took care of. It didn't take long. I was talking to my mom too. Oh, wrong button. Dude, we have so far to go still. Once we get there, I gotta get it in C2S. So. Yeah, I mean, the moment that we stop having opinions for ourselves and we just start following what the person in front of us says is the moment, in my opinion, where society just gets boring. We're going up the hill right fast, so trying to keep some speed going. Or we might have just leveled out. That might have been what just happened. Now we gotta go right. Yep. Exactly. I mean, I'm not gonna say for a second that I don't think everybody should have their own political opinions. I think you should. Because, humans are weird like that. But it's when you stop actually looking at, like, the evidence and stuff that's presented in front of you and you just believe what you want to believe in rather than actually trying to listen to someone else's point of view. Like, that would be like me, alright? I've heard, and I'm going to use this as an example. I have heard everyone's point of view on why they think that Nick and Judy should be a couple. And a lot of them just say this: they make a really cute couple. I will give you that. Yes, I think that Nick and Judy make a really cute couple, and it could work. Yes. But do I think it needs to happen in order for the films to be good? That's where I draw the line. And plus, I just don't, in my opinion, Nick isn't the right person for Judy. He treated her way too wrong in both films for him to actually care about her in that type of way, in my opinion. You know? But, politics, oh my god, I try to stay as far away from them as I can, but I do have an opinion. I wish, honestly, I would have voted 2 years ago, because I would have voted for Trump 100%. You know? And I know that sounds kind of corny and stupid, and, somebody out there is like, and I was old enough to vote when Trump got in office this time. I was old enough, and I was like, you know what? I don't feel like registering to vote. I don't want to do this. And a lot of people will make the argument, well, if you don't register to vote, your opinion doesn't hold up anywhere. That's not true. Now, does that mean that, my opinion, in my opinion, that's where a lot of the screwiness comes in. You're basically saying, oh, well, And you basically, because you didn't register to vote, your opinion doesn't matter. Everybody's opinion matters. Just because of the fact that I'm not just because I'm not a resident of Britain doesn't mean I can't have an opinion on King Charles. You know? It's the same thing. You have an opinion, you should be able to share it with people. Stuff like that, you know? But it's when you get these kids that, you know, for their entire lives, all they've been taught is this is the right way, that's the wrong way. And they've had it shoved down their throats. Just like, you know, hearing about the whole LGBTQ propaganda, and I call it propaganda because that's what it is, being shoved on little kids in like preschool and like primary school and stuff. You know? Oh, you think Nick's mean in the second one? You need to watch the first one. Nick is a complete and total prick in the first one. And see, that's what gets me. Like, people were talking about, with Zootopia too, like, that having Nick apologize ruined the moment because Judy was the one that needed to apologize or whatever. I disagree. I think Nick needed to apologize for more than what he apologized for in that instant, because he still has yet to apologize to Judy for all the stuff that he told her and said to her in the first one. Like, out of the way stuff. Nick is out for Nick. I mean, do I think he's getting better about that part of him? Yes, 100%. I definitely saw a difference in Nick in the second one than I did in the first one. You know, he was willing to put his life in danger for Judy, and that's something that the first film Nick would have never done. At least not in my opinion. Come on. All we need to do is get to that, Okay, cool, it leveled out. We should start, building speed up now. Yep, alright, we can start letting off the throttle a little. But, you know, I still don't, like, talking about that, I still don't think that Nick and Judy being a couple is a good idea. I see them as friends that are inseparable, yes, 100%. But I just don't get the vibe off of them. I mean, and from a guy who has two friends that do the same exact stuff that Nick and Judy do to one another in the films, they are 100% like, they are 100% like playing these jokes on one another. But, you know, the director of Zootopia did admit one time that they did intentionally leave the, or they did intentionally put the "I love" or "you know you love me" thing in the end of the first one, just to see what the fans would do with it. That was the whole point of that. And everybody immediately went bat crap crazy and started shipping Nick and Judy. That's where it all started. I think if they wouldn't have put that, I don't think Nick and Judy would have been shipped, in my opinion. And then, like, everybody's using the fact that Nick said, "I love you, partner." They hear that part, but then they forget to watch the rest of the film because he then admits to her that he won't say that again. So it's like one of those things where it's like, I do care about you, but, we're friends. And, I'm still gonna, be the annoying friend that you know me as type of situation, not the, oh, I'm crazy mad in love with you, and, I'm gonna tell you I love you because, I'm crazy mad in love with you. No, I didn't get that vibe off of that at all. And everybody's looking at like the end credits when Judy clicks the thing and is listening to Nick say, "I love you, partner." And everybody's saying that she looks like not flustered, but the other word for it. And I'm just looking at it and it's like she's smiling because she's got something to hold over his head. She's smiling because the fact that she knows that she has somebody that will be there for her no matter what. She knows she has a true friend. And everybody just turns it into this just sick thing of just, oh, let's ship the crap out of both of them. And it angers me. It really does, because it's like, how can you be sure that that's what that means? And one person that I saw, I think, said it best. And this was a random person that commented on a thing. And this is what kind of snapped me out of like my whole thing. They said, "I'm going to let the developers decide what they want to do with the Nick and Judy situation." That was like the smartest, and like it made me start thinking about it. And I'm like, this guy's got a point. Why am I constantly arguing with these people about something that I don't control, Okay, where are we coming in at? Let's see. What's over here? Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. C2S. Right here. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, will I hate on somebody because of the fact they ship Nick and Judy? No. I mean, all to your own, But do I hate it when I see people try and force others to agree with your narrative? Yes, I hate that. I hate seeing it. It's like, oh no, my narrative is correct and yours is wrong. And it's like, you don't see where that's a problem, where you're hating on other people because they don't agree with you. And I love watching them squirm about it a lot of times too. It's always funny. I can't see squat right now. It's always oddly funny watching them like get all mad and angry at you because the fact that you're like, all right, so hold on, let me get this straight. Nah, even if somebody doesn't show up, Kale, it's fine. You have a good one. Hey, what movie are you watching? Don't leave me without answering. Sound like some kind of weird old married couple or something. I want to watch The Odyssey. I've heard a lot of people talking about it recently, but it'll be one of those movies that I'll have to wait until it comes out on like DVD or something to watch. You lucky prick. I just freaking nah, that's crazy. Well, they got box cars and stuff over here. I might have to come over here one day and try and do something. Of course, if I do, I'm gonna be having to get one of the bigger locomotives when we'll do that. All right, we're okay. All right, the sign should be right here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Let's get all the way through it and brakes. All right, we should be completely on the siding, right? Yep, we are. Okay, cool. Whoops. All right. All right. I gotta find the office. According to this, the office should be right here. All right, cool. All right, let me get my map out. I've never read the books, so one of those people that don't read too much, unfortunately. Not lights in here anywhere. Can we get some lights on in here? Are there lights in here? I hope there's lights in here. I could go to a shop or something and get a flashlight. I can't see diddly squat right now, dude. Unplugged. I think I got everything now. Nope. Hmm. All right. Y'all are gonna kill me. And the prices just get worse as we go. I can't ever. What? Did it get it? Dude, I can't see anything. It's not in there. Where'd it go? Dude, where did it go? I can't see anything. I'm gonna have to go in the offices and sleep. Because I can't see anything to actually do anything. Where's my little bed that I have? Here we go. There we go. Go to sleep. Yes, 5 hours. I didn't know that they didn't do that, honestly, with you, John. I didn't know that they hadn't done that. That's crazy to me that they haven't done that. They have that, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I hate this game. Dude, it just fell on the floor. Really? Get over here. Here we go. Alright, let's get this bad boy ready to go. Oh yeah. Hold on. Does it even have windows right now? Oh, so you're one of those people. One of the fucking heist followers. Hey, look at me. I work at a railroad, so I know everything about trains, and I'm a rich fuck. So I can say what I want and get away with it. I actually can't wait to see what this thing's gonna look like once I get it all painted up. At $30,000 left, I'll call that a win. And brakes. To back it up a little bit. I stopped supporting him completely when he decided to go into the Railroader Discord and hate on not only the developers, but have his little goons in his Discord server do it too. Okay, how do I do this? Dude, it's right here. What's the issue? Do the lights and all work on this thing now? They do. That's water, that's coal. Oh no.
We're also going to be taking a look at the DH4, which is to be repaired for rails. And we're going to try, just check anyway. So that's the DH3 over there. So, see how many that is going to be going right into that. And as well, pull the caboose out because that's going to be used for our ambulance. And DE6s, we're going to system for doing that. All right, so, it's, um, engines to really work on right to the end, isn't it? You can see there. There's the mechanical repairs stuff. And you may not get on our logo, but really good socket power in terms of you don't need to really put a great deal of brake on to kind of instantly move speed. Um, yeah, yeah, she's in position there. So it's switching it off. So there we go. We are back to kind of where we were. The other thing we're doing on here is button brake. There we go. We can release the independent now. Perfect. Right. So first things first, get a pick this. It's actually three and getting jobs up. Right. Now, we've got the gun here. What we don't have in our inventory is things that we need. So the paint and sand to take off the rust slash other thing. Where am I going? Look there. In here, this is where we're going to be in the tool shed. So, you'll see we've got our remote units back. That's because I'm D60. Alright, so they'll be there for each week. So we'll take our ourselves a bit of change. I said,
I gotta go buy paint. I don't have money for this crap. Oh, Matt. We need one with a shop. We go buy paint now. Where is the shop itself? So there's my gun. Thank you. You're kidding, right? Well, at least we know where one of those is at now. Now all I need is to get the DE6. Dude, where is the shop? I love how it goes, oh yeah, there's a shop over here, but it won't tell me where. Not like there's a shop over here. I think it lied. Oh no, I'm just stupid. That's what it was. Where's the roundhouse? There you are. I need paint. Sand can. Yeah, sure. This little scanner. Oh, okay, here we go. Get $1,000 worth of that. I'll get some duct tape. How about that? Right. Okay, let's try this again. One paint can. And then three of those. Alright. Yeah, that's more manageable. Ugh. boy. Mm, look at how nice that thing looks. Look at that. Just beautiful. Mm-mm. I kind of like the stock look, honestly. But I would like to get that if I could, but I don't know how to. Let me try going to another shop. Let's see. I think there's only that one shop. No, there's like several. Let's go see what they have at the other shop. Hmm. There we go. Hmm. Here you are. What do you got? Duct tape, blue lights, nameplate text. I need paint. That's what I need. Sand can. Okay, they don't have anything in here. Where's Steve's garage again? It's Olaf's garage.
Fine. Fucking Uncle you, nephew. Steve's or Uncle Bob or whoever. This is this instance of believable. And it, there was the hand card, and there was one in the southern hemisphere. Well, little correction. Now there are two in the southern hemisphere. And this one, we are going to it right now. Alright, we're going up the road. We are going.
I swear if it ends up being So Steve's garage is in Harbor in Town. We're gonna take us a nap. I thought there it is. There we go. Yeah. All right, we gotta go. There's the garage right here. I was about to say that better not be the garage. All right, we're about to go cheat a little. We're gonna find this garage. We gotta find like a a little thing that's like closed off from everything else. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be in the military base. That would be stupid. It's not over there. Watch it be like somewhere really freaking crazy and I'm never gonna guess it. I physically don't I cannot figure out where in the world this garage could be. Reminds me, I'd like to find out if Harbor in Town has like a locomotive I can get.
And
What we're gonna do is we're gonna go over and we're gonna follow the guy and let him lead us to it. Alright, so we're at Harbor in Town. Okay.
now I came from City South, did a couple of jobs, something for the military, so we do have a little bit of money. And I went ahead and got Steve's garage key. What we're gonna do is we're gonna head up to Steve's garage with the DE6, just because I want to try it with the DE6. We'll get it cranked up. Andrew. Happy now? No, cut out. Ah, yeah. Keep going. Would be a variable.
So he went this way. Right?
Right. It's on the 3%. Oh, well, 2 points.
I doubt it's this way. I think it's this way. Yeah.
6%. On it. That's all right.
Okay, so we go above this, around this. I'm just gonna follow the track and see where it leads. If I have to get a locomotive to come and get this, that's fine. I can grab one and go, but oh, Steve's garage is in like a really sketchy looking place, dude. Well, all of this for this thing. Wow. All right. Well, where are we? We're in a very sketchy type place, but we're gonna now take the map and we're just gonna teleport back and we're gonna go grab a locomotive to go and get this because I want that. I mean, I may not use it, but I want it anyway. You know. I gotta remember where all the locomotives are. We're gonna get a bigger locomotive. I know I don't have the DE6 yet, so let's see. We'll just use my baby here. Yeah. Guys, I do promise I do plan on actually doing something. I just want to see how this thing works. We're gonna run this thing on down. Go on ahead and go grab that darn thing. And see how it works. Let's see. If we back it up, we'll end up hitting it frontally, so we want to frontally hit it. Alright, cool. Let me go right fast before we actually get this thing going. I can't see squat. Let me make sure that we got all the lines aligned appropriately. Alright, we don't want to go in anywhere. We're just going to go straight on through. Alright, straight on through. Let me make sure this line doesn't have anything on it first. Nope, that's our line. Okay. Not yet, no, he got up. I know it's almost 4 o'clock. Slower, never satisfied with anything. I done lost place of where I was. Might actually hold off on doing this for now. Let's see, how long have I been doing this? 2 hours. Yeah, I think we're just gonna hold off. We're just gonna go on ahead and get this thing ready to go. We're not gonna mess with it today. I'll get it done. Where'd my other note go? Can't see anything, so we'll just save it here. I do hope everybody has a lovely day. And remember, if you mess with the wolf, you get the fangs, so I have to get them.